Good morning, garden friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Era, and this is Gardening on Purpose. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're a subscriber, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch my video. I garden in Zone 8A in Georgia, where I do everything gardening related. And for today's video, I will be giving you an update on the perennials and bulbs that I gave a head start 2 weeks ago. You might remember 2 weeks ago I put up a video where I showed you how I prep plants to give them a head start so that when the weather gets better after my last frost date, which is April 15th, then once I bring them out, they will already have some foliage, they'll already have some start and possibly earlier blooms. Now, ever since I did that video, we've only gone down to 40 something. So they actually did not stay in the garage as I had mentioned. They were actually in front of the garage. And one of the reasons is that if for whatever reason it does dip down to the 30s, I can just shove them in the garage. And also, I get to keep an eye on them because of the critters. Now, I've got some lilies in here, I've got some irises, and I've got some stuff that the chipmunks and the squirrels really like. And nothing is more disheartening than coming out and seeing that your beautiful bulbs have been dug up by the chipmunks. Now, excuse the noise, I am in the front of the yard, so cars are going to be passing by. So let me just show you. The first set of things I want to show you are the Dutch irises. I had bought a 35 pack of Dutch irises for $9.99 at Home Depot. And I potted them up. Like I said, everybody was potted up 2 weeks ago. And the Dutch irises are beginning to come out of the soil, guys. Now these are all blue with a yellow eye or maybe a yellow throat. And this is Blue Magic. Blue Magic, Dutch Iris, 2 weeks ago planted, bulbs are sprouting up. I've got a spot in the garden for this. Now, Dutch irises are not like Siberian irises that love the water. They are a bulb, so they need to be in well-drained soil, and they love the sun. And there are literally 35 of these guys. As you can see, I put like 6 or 7 in each pot. Next up, we have the Lily of the Valley. Now, they're moving slower, but here they are. There were 4 Lily of the Valleys. I think my package said 5. I don't remember if it said 4 or 5, and then they shortchanged me, because I think for 1 or 2 of these, there were less than what they said were in the package that I bought from Walmart. But this is Lily of the Valley. And a close-up, the one that looks the best is this one here. So there is foliage. It's just a little bit slower. Now, I know that Lily of the Valley does spread, but I have a spot that I needed to spread so that I don't have to worry about it too much. So there's 4 of them here. They are a part shade plant, and in the back of the garden is where I will put them. Next up, we have 6 Dicentras or bleeding hearts. Now these 3 here, 1, 2, 3 that has the most growth, these are the old-fashioned Dicentra. And they are looking so good, guys. These are a shade plant, and these bloom in the spring and early summer, and then they don't like the heat. So I'm going to put them in some serious shade so they can last a little bit longer. And then this is also a Dicentra. This is the luxuriant one. This is the luxuriant variety. This is the one that takes a little bit more sun, but I'm still gonna put it in the shade because it's Dicentra nonetheless. I don't need a lot more sun plants anyway. My goal right now is, yes, I do buy plants anyway. I buy plants, if it's on sale, I buy plants if I love it. But my focus really is on shade plants. And this is the Dicentra luxuriant. So one of the 3 is showing foliage. These are well, this is showing foliage too, as you can see right there, but not as fast as the old-fashioned. Next up, we have daylilies. These are all the blackberry and cream and the frosted vintage truffles. Now, as you can see, these are all reused containers, so Don't mind the brand that you see on there. It has nothing to do with that. These are all reused containers. So this one here is the blackberry and cream, and then this one here is the frosted vintage truffles, and they're doing okay. When I took them out the plastic, they actually already had a little bit of foliage, so I can't gauge if this is new foliage or, well, it is foliage nonetheless, a little bit more than what was in the package when I opened it up. And these are doing really, really great. Like I said, blackberry and cream and frosted vintage truffles. Now the frosted vintage truffles is yellow, and the blackberry and cream is like a creamish and a dark red. Can't wait for you guys to see that one. These are also some of the same daylilies. Now these don't look as rigorous as those, not sure why, but they are daylilies nonetheless. Next up, we've got hostas, and I say a lot of hostas, guys. The hostas are the ones that are actually poking out the most. So this guy here is my favorite hosta, which is Hosta stained glass. These are all Hosta stained glass going back here, and all of them have great foliage. Only 2 weeks for potting up. This other hosta here is the blue mixed hosta. This was 3 plants for $9.98, and I bought a couple of bags. So they are beginning to unfurl. Isn't that exciting, guys? Nothing more exciting than seeing hostas poke out their little heads. So this is the blue mixed hosta. I got these from Home Depot, 3 for $9.98. Got some more hostas here, guys. Even more hostas. Now these guys here, let me show you. This one here is, again, more blue mixed. All these right here are the blue mixed hostas. I went back, so I ended up getting like maybe 12 of them. I went back and got 2 more of the blue hosta mix. So these seem to be doing really, really well. Next up, we have the hostas that I bought from Sam's Club. These were in a box, and they had 2, was it 2 of each? I think it was 2 of each. So the first one here was the Hosta Lakeside Tuft. Not very vigorous, but growth nonetheless. This is Hosta Mamma Mia. We've got Hosta Tortilla Chip, and another Hosta Tortilla Chip. I don't know what broke that off. I'm hoping it's me doing something and not a critter trying to get to it. But the hostas are all looking great, guys. These are all hostas. Next up, I want to show you some dahlias. This is the Kelvin Floodlight Dahlia. Now, I actually had the dahlias in the garage a little bit longer than I should, because the weather was great. I mean, yesterday we had 73, and I forgot to take the dahlias out. Now, these other guys here were already out here, right? With me keeping a keen eye on those bulbs because of you-know-who. But because the weather's going to be great. And by the way, guys, we're going to get a heck of a storm tonight. So these guys are going to get some serious rainwater. Now, I have to monitor it. I don't know what the wind situation is going to be because, of course, I don't want my plants to get knocked around. But plants love rainwater, and I welcome this quote-unquote storm. It's going to be a lot of water. It doesn't sound like it's going to be a lot of wind, but definitely a lot of water, and they will love it. Now, this is Kelvin Floodlight. This is a beautiful yellow dahlia, and the growth is really great on that. Same thing. Well, this one, for some reason, nothing's happening here. and this one is on his way, and this one here is poking out too. So different ends of the spectrum for the Dahlia. I have some other dahlias that I bought from Home Depot that were the Vigoro brand, but that I was not happy with, because for $9.99 for two in a fancy box, and when you open it up, the tubers were so small. Those are in the garage. I need to take them out actually. Next up, we have the poppy. Now, these don't look good, guys, if you ask me. They really don't look good. So I have to figure out what the deal is with that. These were those beautiful poppies that they were selling at, I think I got it from Walmart. And they were 3 roots for $5.92, but the roots were so dainty. And I knew from the minute I opened that package, I'm like, what? This was like literally 3 sticks. And you can tell that they don't look good. But I'm hoping that they take a turn, and for the better, obviously. So those are the poppies. Then we have, behind here, we have lilies. Now, these are not going to stay out here too long because I'm waiting for them to sprout, then I'll bring them out. Well, I'll take them out, bring them in, take them out, bring them in, simply because the critters love lily bulbs. And I mean, my yard is overrun with squirrels, overrun with chipmunks. So I don't want to come out here one day and this thing is overturned or a bunch of holes in there. They love lily bulbs. I thought they loved tulips, but they love them some lilies too. So, but nothing's happening here. Now, I could get a net. I could get some chicken wire, but this is in front of my house, guys. I'm not putting chicken wire and all kinds of stuff in front of my house. I'm just not going to do it. But hopefully the critters know that my eye are on them and that they will leave my stuff alone, guys. That's the hope. That's the hope, guys. Lastly, I want to show you something that I did in a video where I showed you when I bought these on sale online last year. I think it was back in November when Proven Winners Direct. Online, they had a sale, 50% off of these quarts. Now, they didn't come in these containers. They actually came in these quarts. And I transplanted them into the bigger trade gallon. But this is what they actually came in, right? The smaller container. And these are 6 different things I bought when nothing was at the stores. I mean, there was nothing at the stores that I wanted, and I went online. And I'm usually not an online plant purchase person. I just don't, because it doesn't, to be honest with you, it doesn't make sense. Well, it doesn't make dollars, and it doesn't make sense. For example, these were Proven Winners and 50% off, so they ended up being $14, right? Now, I would never do that normally, but desperate times cause of desperate measures. I mean, there was literally nothing else I had going on, and I just went and bought the plants. So one of the plants are, so let me just show you what they are. One of them is the Beyond Midnight Caryopteris. One of them is, let me see, Pearl Glam Beautyberry. These 2 are roses, and they don't look great at all, if you ask me. These 2 are roses. Then we have the Beautyberry. We have the, so I think, was it Atlas Rose and the Sunurita Rose? That's what they were. Yeah, Atlas Rose, Sunurita Rose. We have the Bluebeard Caryopteris, and then we also had 2 hibiscus. We had the Pink Chiffon, and what is the other one called? Pink Chiffon, and I can't remember the other one. Is it Pink Chiffon and Sugar Tip? That's what it was, Sugar Tip. So it looks like 2 roses. That's the hibiscus. That's the Bluebeard, and I think this might be the Pearl Glam Caryopteris. So they definitely need to come outside. We've had temperatures really, really great, and I've been away and I've come back, and I don't have anybody to take care of my plants, so I have to really be on top of my stuff. And I'm just glad that they're showing growth. Now, when I bought them, they did say to keep them in the garage until the weather gets good. And they've been in the garage. And maybe I should have taken them out a little earlier because I don't like the way these roses are looking, if you ask me. Well, I don't know. I forgot which one is which one. One of them is the At Last rose, and one of them is the Senorita rose. Anyway, guys, so between my lilies back here, which are Stargazer lilies and Presidente, we've got all these plants I just mentioned. We've got the poppies. We've got the dahlias. We've got a whole bunch of hostas. Really excited about that blue. I really hope it's as, to be honest with you, I don't know if it's going to be that blue, but any sort of blue would be really great for the hosta. And then we have all these daylilies. We've got all these dicentras. And we've got the lily of the valley. And finally, the Dutch iris, guys. So, I'm happy with the progress. It's showing that they're going to do okay. Minus the critters getting them, or them getting washed away, or whatever happens. I don't have deer issues, but I make up for it by having double trouble, which is the squirrels and the chipmunks, guys. Anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know if you did a jump start on your perennials and your bulbs and how they're doing. Again, my frost date is not until April 15th. So these are not going to go in the ground until after April 15th. But guys, you know that we're going to get fall spring. It's going to get really, really nice. And then bam, one day we're going to get a frost. We're going to get a serious freeze. So I definitely can't put them out. And that's why they stay so close to the garage. So I can just pack them all up and shove them all in there when the weather gets terrible, guys. Anyway, let me know what you think. Please like, please share, please subscribe, and remember to comment. I really, really, really appreciate your comments. And I will see you on the next one. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.